Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the video of Marvel Contest of Champions. We are going to be running 6.3.2 Thorns and negative armor path today. So essentially, whenever you try to hit the defender, they will give you return damage because of Thorns. And then they also reduce your armor by minus 45%. So combine them two together, that becomes a real difficult path. But there are ways around it. So before we discuss those guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video, leave a comment down below. All of that really helps out the video and the channel. So today we have two ways we can do this path. We can do them with the boost. We are using high crit rate champions like Blade, Hit Monkey, Aegon, Gwen or Killmonger. And you can use the 6.3 boost that is called Live Intel, that is specific to skill champions, that gives you protection against any passive damage that you're going to receive, and it refreshes every time you use a critical hit. If you don't have those champions, you can also do this path with champions that are immune to Thorns damage. So a lot of champions that have energy damage, for example Human Torch, for example Magneto, there's quite a few champions that are immune to that. You can also use defensive ability reducer champions, they will also be great. So there's quite a few champions that you can do this path. The infographic is up here. If you like to read through it, just pause the video, and once you're done you can continue it ahead. So the first one is going to be a simple path fight against a green goblin. You can bring in any champion you like. I'm just going to use a Namor because that's part of my team. My team is going to be a Namor because he is able to return all the damage dealt to him because of he's sick 200. Apart from that, for skill champions with the live intel boost, I'll be using Blade and I'll also be using Killmonger. And I have Colossus for the boss and with synergy with Omega Red. Another quick tip for this path, you can also use a Corvus if you are very good with him. If you can fight on 1% health with his glaive charge up. If you think you can do that, then you can bring a Corvus. This is a good place to get a charge on him, and then you can boost up nicely, and then you can cycle your L2s. But again, if you are good with Corvus, then only bring him, otherwise it will cost you a few revives, but this path is also doable with Corvus. Next fight is against a bishop. Again, it's a pretty simple regulation fight. If you're planning to use the Corvus, or if you're planning to use an Apocalypse or any other champion that needs a charge and a mutant champion can give it to him, this is the best place to get it, because after this fight the Thorns and the negative armor nodes will be applicable in all the other defenders. So this one is a regulation fight to give you charges. Again, if you have Corvus, you got one charge from the previous fight and you can get another charge from this fight, so you can go into the Thorns and armor path with having two charges with Corvus, and if you play him right, you can use L2s at 1% and cycle them and kill them off. So yeah, I hope that helps. So the first fight on the Thorns path will be against a Luke Cage. You can bring in a blade, you can bring in any of the skill champion if you're going to use the live intel boost. I am just going to use Namor because I think he will bring him down faster. So apart from that, guys, it's again a quick and simple fight. Just be careful with his invulnerability timers, and that's about it. You can just lay into him, bring him down. It's a very regulation fight if you have the right champions to bring in. One more quick tip, that if you're going to use a skill champion, it's advisable to use a 200% skill boost and a 12% attack boost. So once you use an L2, you will get it back again because of high crit rate skill champions. So you can just very quickly cycle L2s and kill them off also. And then we have our first annoying fight for this section, or a key fight you might add. It's against a void, and you will notice that I'm going to use a blade with the live intel boost, and I'm also going to use a 200% and plus 12% skill special attack boost. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm just going to parry, bleed him down, and I'm looking at the 10 hit cycling. So if you're unaware, after a timer, Void will put a debuff on you, and the way to purify it is whenever you have 10 hits on your combo meter. So you will notice throughout the fight I will stop at 28 or 29, like multiple of 8 or 9 hits, and then when I do get the debuff on me, I will cross the 10 hit threshold. Like for example, here I am at 42. Now I'm gonna go in and wait for him. As soon as he tries to give me a debuff right there, I am 48, 49, 50, and I purified it. You can either use this technique, or you could bring in any skill champion that can shrug off debuffs. They can also work as well. But if you're using a skill champion using 200% and 12% boost, the easier way is to just cycle through your specials. Just right now I've just used my L3. He's supposed to be in stun, but he wasn't. So now I'm just gonna build up to an L2 and cycle them fast in quick succession, and that will bring him down very quickly. You will also notice a green cooldown timer on my side of the screen. That is the boost live intel. So every time you inflict a critical hit on the opponent, it refreshes, and it's a shield that protects you from all the return damage from the node, that is Thorns and armor reduction. Next up we have a human torch. Now again, torch is a simple fight. Just make sure you don't get hit from it, otherwise you will die of incinerate damage. My favorite champion to go against him is a blade because he will bleed him, and with bleeds his temperature goes down. So all I'm trying to do here is to build quickly to an L2 so I can cycle them and kill him off. You can use other champions as well. Aegon is really good for this path. Gwen is really amazing. Hit Monkey, any skill champion with a high crit rate will work amazingly well. If you want to use champions without the boost, there are also quite a lot. You can use a Falcon, you can use a Quake, Omega Red is also there, 200 Sig Namor, Archangel. So there's quite a few champions that can be used. You can also use a Magneto, also Professor X. So there's a list of champions that can be used that can negate the Thorns damage. Then we have the Hulk OG. Now, usually he's a very simple fight. All you need to do is to take care when he goes as much as health he loses, his damage increases. So don't push him to L3 or SP3. Just make sure that you keep him down to an L1 or L2. I personally find L2 to be easily available, so that's what I will try to do here. I will just parry him, and because I have my 200% boost, I am cycling my L2s very quickly. So I'm just trying to do L2 cycling so I can just bring him down very quick and bleed him to death. Next up is going to be a Wasp. So with Wasp you need to be careful because she has her own retaliate as well. So the best way to counter that is to parry her and only hit her during the stun and build up your specials, and then you can hit her. She has relatively low health pool, so she can die quickly. Another great counter for this fight is going to be a Magneto, because Magneto, one, he has energy damage, so he will not take damage from Thorns, and secondly, Wasp is also a metal champion, so Magneto will reduce a lot of her ability accuracy. And then you have an Antman who can be really annoying because the more you hit him, the more damage he glances off. So you need a champion that can true damage him, or that can return all the damage. So two best options in my opinion are going to be Namor with Sig 200, or you can also use Quake. Archangel is also one that works really well against him, so it's your choice who you're gonna pick up. With Archangel, you will take a little bit of thorn damage in the beginning, but then once his neurotoxin is up, you'll be fine. I haven't tried Falcon for this side, but I think Falcon will be great as well, because with his scan on him, I don't think he will be able to glance, and you can kill him quickly as well. So again, pretty simple, pretty straightforward fight. Just bring in the right champions. You can also use any skill champion here and bleed him to that. So it's in short choice, depending what kind of a roster you have, you can bring in the respective champion. I am doing a mix of skill and other champions, so I can show you how the boost will work and how it will work without the boost. Hope you find it helpful. So the last fight before the boss is going to be Spider Gwen. Now for her, because she has a lot of evade and the more you hit her, the more she evades, you need to bring in a champion that has True Strike or who can ignore her evade. So one of the champions I have with me is going to be a Killmonger. So I'm going to use Killmonger, try to get my True Strike up and then cycle through that. Other champions that you can use, I think that Quake will be amazing for this fight as well, because she's quick, you can just quick her down. Or another champion, Black Widow, will be great as well. So any Spider-Verse champion would work. So for example, Venom will be amazing here because he will not allow her to evade. Also the new Red Goblin will work as well. Also you can use a Falcon and put your scan on her and she will not evade. So it's quite a few counters that you can use with and without boost. So yeah, this is a pretty simple fight once you bring in the right setup, guys. Hope you're enjoying it, guys. If you are, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment down below. I'll be uploading the rest of 6.3.2 and I am recording the whole 6.3 and 6.4. So the plan is to upload them and then start with X7 when they come up. So stay tuned to the channel, guys, and I appreciate all the support. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for all of your love. Really appreciate it. And then we have the boss fight that is against a debuff immune Nick Fury with increased tactical adjustments and Shank. Now there are different champions you can use and different strategy. I'm going to use a Colossus because he's a really tanky champion and his L2 deals a lot of damage. So what I'm trying to do essentially is to push him to SP2 every time because it's easier to evade and is totally evadable. So right there, and then I go back in. Now the easiest way would be to just to parry him, and that will give him extra power because of empowered immunity. But if you are having trouble with that, what you can also do is to go in, give him 4 hits and block. That will force the AI to hit into you instead of using a special. So you can employ that and you can push him to an SP2, or you can do a combination of parry and 4 hit into block to give him an SP2. Once you have that rotation going, all you need to do is to kill him and bring him down to 0, and then he will regenerate up. Once he does regenerate to his second life, I would suggest to wait for him to degenerate down to 30, and then you can go into him. Another tip for this fight that I usually don't recommend but I think is really helpful here to save some units is when you start the fight, after giving 4 to 5 hits, you can just force close your game, and once you come back he will be starting to degenerate like he's in his second phase. So you can just wait for him to degenerate down to 30% and then you can just go and kill him off. And that's another way to do this fight, guys. Other viable champions are mentioned on the left of your screen. You can use them as well, but I would really suggest you to bring in any mutant champion because that will help keep the tactical adjustments under control and avoid from him going unblockable again and again. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and you found it useful. If you did, guys, make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought about it, and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot and motivates me to keep going, guys. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day and I'll see you next time.